Welcome back. Welcome back to On to the Plate. Tonight we're going to do a simple recipe. I hope everyone likes wings, because that's what we're going to do. Actually, we're going to do the drumettes. I do wings occasionally, but I like the drumettes. They're a little bit more meatier and tasty. I'm going to show you here how we're going to mix up a marinade, and then I'm going to show you the breadcrumb batter that I mix, because I like to deep fry these drumettes before I sauce them. We have two sauces tonight. We're going to go ahead and use our Hot Frank's sauce, the red hot, and we're going to make an Asian sauce, and I'll be showing you that a little bit more in the video. But for right now, come on over and let me show you how we're going to make this marinade. What I like to do with the chicken is I like to go ahead and use a little bit of regular whole milk, and I usually put in about a cup. I'm just going to eyeball it because it's a marinade, because you're not going to cook with it, because you're going to discard it after your chicken's marinated once we bread them. And then I like to use good old buttermilk. Buttermilk is excellent because it really makes the meat taste really good. So I put about another cup of that in there. And you don't want to put too much of the buttermilk because you want to cut it a little bit with the milk. I use just regular old ketchup. I put me a little dab in there, about that much. Sounds silly, but it's good. And then I use a regular traditional chili sauce. That spices it up for the marinade, for the meat. I put in about a quarter cup of that. And then I use a good Worcestershire sauce, and you just put a little dab in there. That kind of cuts the flavor a little bit, helps enhance the flavor, gives it a little bit of a base. And then all I do, folks, is I just go ahead and mix that up. And I've got me an excellent marinade, and I'm going to drop my chicken in. And I normally let my chicken marinate for about 15 to 20 minutes before I bread them. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to go ahead and drop the chicken and let it marinate. And then we'll move to the next video, and I'm going to show you how to make the breadcrumb base. Okay, so here we are. What I'd like to show you is how I make my batter for the wings. They're awesome. It's awesome. What I like to use just regular club crackers, and I use the original, which is great. And then I use an organic flour. We're going to combine these two together in a bowl, and I like to use my all-time favorite seasonal, which works excellent. It works excellent. So I'm going to go ahead and start this process. If you have a processor, it's great to do that. If you don't, you can put them in a Ziploc bag and crunch it all up real nice with your fist. That works too. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in here and get this started. It only takes a few minutes. It doesn't take very long. But what you want to do is you want to blend these crackers with your flour, and that's what makes the wings have an extra little crunch on them when you fry them. It makes a big difference. It really is. So I'm going to run these here for about, in the processor for about 30, 45 seconds, something like that, until they get kind of really smooth. They're almost there, just about there. Okay. And what I like to do is just put those in the bowl. Come on over and take a look, I'll show you here. I just toss all that in there. And then what I like to do is I like to add, I usually do it by eye. You can add 2 cups a cup. I can kind of eyeball it. I put about a cup and a half, 2 cups. And then I like to go ahead and throw in a dash of the seasonal. That helps give it a little bit of punch on the batter. And then basically what I do is I just mix it all together. And you want to get it all mixed together really smooth here. And you'll know if you need to add more crackers if it doesn't look like that. When it clumps like that, that's perfect. That's what you want. That's the cracker in the flour. So we're gonna batter these up, and we'll move to the fry later here in a minute. We're gonna fry them up, but I'll show you at least one. We'll go ahead and do one. It's very important that you take your meat, and when you put it in your flour, you just don't wanna toss it a little bit like that. You wanna grab it and push that mix in there, because that's what makes it collect a lot of the batter. So when you fry it, it's not just a light coat of batter, because that's what your sauce is gonna stick to. That's what's gonna make your wings. Okay, we've got our drumettes already breaded, ready to go for the fry later. But while that's sitting, and we're letting our grease get hot outside, I like to fry outside, and I'm gonna use a little Fry Daddy tonight to do this with. You can do it in the skillet if you need to. That's no big deal. You can do it on the stove with a skillet. Depends on what you have. No big deal. Let's go ahead and move on over, and let me show you how to make this Asian sauce. So what I've got here is I've got a full cup of soy, a half a cup of brown sugar. I'm gonna use 2 tablespoons of the rice vinegar, and I'm gonna put a couple of squirts of the Chinese chili sauce to kind of spice it up a little bit. And then I have a little bit of starch and water to thicken it towards the end. So let's go ahead and start here. I go ahead and start and pour that in there, and then I'm gonna turn my burner on. We'll get going. I like to start it pretty high, let it get started, but you don't wanna run it too hard, because if you run it too long and too hot, your brown sugar will burn on it, so you don't wanna do that. And I'm gonna go ahead and add the rice vinegar. I usually put 1, 2, that'll kind of give it a little bit of punch. Excuse me. And then a little bit of chili sauce, not too much, about that much, just to kind of eyeball it. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna whisk that, and I'm gonna let that come to a simmer. And once that gets a little simmery and starts having some bubbles form, we're gonna add our starch. And this usually takes about 5 minutes. It doesn't take too long. And like I said, you want to turn your burner high at first and then turn it down a little bit, because you don't want your brown sugar to burn, because this doesn't take very long at all. So once we get this done, after we fry our chicken, I'm going to show you how we glaze our chicken with our Franks, because we're going to use Franks tonight. And basically we're just going to pull that out of the jar, and we're going to use our Asian. We've got our soy, our brown sugar, our rice vinegar going, and this is the consistency that you want. Now I have this starch here with a little bit of water, and this is what's gonna thicken it. You don't wanna put too much, and that's gonna thicken it and give it a glaze. And that's pretty much it. I mean, on this Asian Korean sauce, it's gonna be really good. It thickens up, and you can turn your burner off and just let it sit. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go ahead and move on out to the fry later. We're gonna fry some chicken. And then when that's all done, we'll sauce both recipes up, Frank's and the Korean sauce, and it's gonna be excellent. We're gonna go ahead and fry on this nice, cool night. We're gonna proceed here. So go ahead and come on over and let me show you what we're doing here. What I like to do is get this thing at about, I usually leave it at about 400 all the way. These daddies, the fry daddies, they kind of, as you drop your chicken in, they cool down. So you want to catch your heat, keep your heat up going. I usually drop about 3, test it out, and then I go ahead and drop another 3 in there. So I do 6 at a time, and I have a dozen here, so there'll be a couple of fries. And let these get good and golden brown, and then we'll get back with you, and we'll do a sauce on these and put them in the oven, and then we're gonna eat these puppies. Put that in your notebook. Okay, come on over. We've been letting these fry for about 6 minutes. That's really all it takes. And if you'll notice, they're good and crispy, and they got a good golden brown to them. You don't want to fry them too hard. They're already done on the inside. So I'm going to dump these out here and let them cool down. And remind you, we're going to sauce these, and we're going to put them in the oven, so they're going to reheat again, and it'll re-cook a little bit of the chicken that's not done. They're pretty much done all the way through. So here we go. We'll do another batch. We're going to do another batch. We'll go ahead and throw in some more. We'll do 6 more. And we'll get back to you in a few minutes. When we get all this chicken fried, we're going to have something to sauce and put in the oven, and we're going to eat here in a few minutes. Check it out. We've got fried chicken. I hope you guys followed my instructions on all the recipe as far as the flour, the cracker crumbs, and all of that, because that's really going to make the chicken. And it's fried up here. I'm going to show you how we're going to dip this in the sauce, and we're going to put it in the oven. Trust me, you're going to be a winner here. Everyone's loved this recipe that I've done. So come on over and take a look, and I'll show you how to do this. It's so simple. Once you get past to this point, you just take your wing. We're going to start with the Franks. Dip it, set it right there. Look at that. That's all you need to do. And we'll do about 6 and 6, and we're going to be good to go. And you want to make sure to shake your sauce off so you don't get too much on there. Just enough to just liquefy. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the Asian. The Asian's a little bit more thicker. You don't want to let it sit in there too long, because it really sucks up quick. It sucks up on that batter. So once I get all these dipped, come on over and take a look. You can see what I'm doing here. All you gotta do is just dip it in that fried chicken and let it sit there, and that's the secret right there. That's the secret right there. We'll do another Frank's, you know, and that's what makes it, because what's gonna happen is it's gonna get in the oven at 350 They're gonna crystal up and they're gonna be excellent. Get back with you when I'm done cooking them. Got these puppies sauced up. Now, come on over and take a look. Now you could actually, if you really wanted to, you could throw this on the table right now and people would be like, oh my God, it's so good. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in the oven a little bit at 350, bring up the temp a little bit so they're good and hot, and then we'll throw the other sauces, blue cheese, ranch dressing, whatever you want. But we have some nice Asian and some hot spicy Franks, and it's gonna be good. We've got all these wings ready. I'm gonna pull them out of the oven and I'm gonna show you what they look like. Awesome. Follow my instructions. All I need for you guys to do is take a good look at that. We got some wings here going. They're gonna be awesome. Sponsor your Marie's. Go ahead and take some of this blue cheese and throw that on there. And you can also do the Hidden Valley Ranch or whatever you like. You can do anything. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and spice these up. Not spice them, but I'm gonna give them some color. Before you serve them all to your friends, just use some parsley on there. Handshake parsley, it gives them a little color. McCormick's, awesome. I like this brand. Anyway, I hope you like the recipe, follow the instructions, subscribe. Till the next video.